Hi everyone! In this video, we're going to learn how to multiply and divide algebraic fractions. We're going to look at two examples. In our first example, we can see that we are trying to multiply two algebraic fractions. In order to do this, we are going to start by factoring absolutely everything. So if I look at my numerator of our first fraction, we have 2x squared minus 14x plus 24. In order to factor this, I am first going to realize that 2, 14, and 24 are all divisible by 2. So I'm going to start by factoring that 2 out. And that's going to give me a simple trinomial. Now I can factor this by deciding two numbers that multiply to 12 and add to -7. And those two numbers will be -3 and -4. So putting this back in, fully factored, this works out to 2 times x minus 3 times x minus 4. On our denominator, we have x squared minus 4x plus 3. This is a simple trinomial, so we're looking for two numbers that multiply to 3 and add to -4. And the numbers that work in this case will be -3 and -1. So fully factored, this works out to x minus 3, x minus 1. On our second fraction, we have 3x squared minus 27 on the numerator. Now to factor this, I'm going to first consider that 3 and 27 are both divisible by 3, which leaves me with x squared minus 9. Now, x squared minus 9 is a difference of squares, so this can turn into 3 times x plus 3 times x minus 3. Finally, we have 4x minus 16. Now, this can just be common factored by taking out the 4 and leaving us with x minus 4. Once we have everything factored, we can put them back in to our fractions, and we can start reducing. So just writing this back into our fractions, we have 2 x minus 3 x minus 4 divided by x minus 3 x minus 1 multiplied by 3 times x plus 3 x minus 3 over 4 x minus 4. Now remember, to reduce these, a bracket needs to be present on the numerator as well as the denominator. So in this case, we can cancel out the x minus 3's. We have an x minus 4 on the numerator here and on the denominator here. And the only other thing that can be canceled out are the 2 and the 4, because they're both divisible by 2. So the 2 can completely disappear and the 4 can change into a 2. Now we're left to rewrite this in a simplified form. So step 3 can be considered simplify. What we're left over with in our numerator is 3 times x plus 3, x minus 3, and in our denominator, we are left with 2 times x minus 1. Now let's look at our second example. So in this case, we are dividing two fractions, but we're going to start the exact same way by factoring absolutely everything. So let's consider what we have. Our numerator of our first fraction is 3a squared minus 3b squared. We can start by factoring out the 3, leaving us a squared minus b squared, and then we're left with difference of squares. So 3 times a plus b times a minus b. On our denominator, we have a squared minus 4b squared. This is a difference of squares as well. We're left with a plus 2b multiplied by a minus 2b. For our second fraction, we have a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So this is a simple trinomial, We're looking for two numbers that multiply to 1 and add to 2. So our numbers in this case will be 1 and 1, and this fully factored works out to a plus b multiplied by a plus b. And then if we look at our last expression, a plus 2b, this cannot be factored further. So replacing our expressions with the factored form, we end up with a fraction that is 3 a plus b, a minus b, over a plus 2b, a minus 2b, divided by a plus b, a plus b, over a plus 2b. And because we're dividing, that brings us to our second step, which is keep, change, and flip. So what this means is our first fraction is going to stay exactly the same. I'm just going to rewrite that exactly as is. I'm not changing anything in our first fraction. Our division sign changes to a multiplication sign, so that's where the change comes into play. And then we are flipping our last fraction. So it's going to be a plus 2b on the numerator, and the denominator will be a plus b times a plus b. Our third step then will be to simplify. When we are simplifying this, we are trying to cancel out any brackets that occur on the numerator as well as the denominator. So in this case, a plus b occurs in that numerator and that denominator. And then a plus 2b is the denominator in the first fraction, the numerator in the second. And that is all we can cancel out. So our final answer will be 3 times a minus b divided by a minus 2b times a plus b.